Hey folks, I'm Dennis. Thanks for watching my video. I've got a 18-foot tangerine sailboat that I need to get off the boat trailer. So I thought I'd show you how I go through the process. It may help you get your boat off the trailer if you need to do some trailer work. What I've done here is I've made a support that goes under the bow of the boat, and I've made a support that goes behind the stern. And just to give me some added height, I've backed the trailer up on some automotive ramps. The lumber I've used for both of these supports is just stuff that I had around, and I've done some calculations on the weight. My boat's like 1,300 pounds. The lumber that I've used is more than adequate to hold the weight. So I'm not going to walk you through the building of these, but I'm going to show you how I built them so you can basically tailor your supports to your own boat. Every boat will be a little bit different. This is a sailboat, a power boat will be different. So I'll just show you what I did here, and then you can kind of adapt that to your boat. I built a rectangular box with a center support and a diagonal support. The box is 2x8s and the diagonal support is a 2x6. I built on each end, I took 2x6's foot is a 2x4 and made triangular legs to give it stability forward and backwards. The diagonal support gives it lateral stability so it won't rack like this under the weight of the boat. The feet are 4 feet long. That'll give it forward and rear stability. And then just for kicks, I had a piece of a 4x4 that I've just wedged in there and kind of driven the end into the ground here, and then wedged it up on the beam that's on top of that box, so that to just give it a little bit of added forward and aft stability. The goal here was to build all of this up to be right at the bottom of the hull with the trailer tongue all the way down. So like right now the trailer tongue is down, and you can see what I've done is I've got my box. I had a 6x6. Now I could have just built the box higher. Again, I'm just kind of using what I had. And so to cut a piece into thirds, that was the height that I was going to get. So I just used other lumber to build it up. But you could build the box larger, taller. So I had a 6x6 that I laid across the top of there. And then I took some other scraps and I built up basically a little bit of a contour cradle with a slot for the keel right down the middle. And let me kind of show you what that looks like. So like you can see right here, I have a slot for the keel. I've taken the 6x6 and the scrap pieces that I've used to kind of make this cradle, and I've taken some cargo straps and put them around the lumber and around the top member on the box, and that'll hold all that together. But it also leaves room for that keel in the back, so I don't put all the weight of the boat on that point. I don't want to point load that, but this will give it support all the way across. And the top boards in that little bit there they're only 1x, so they're touch flexible, and that way they'll distribute the weight across the width of the bow of the boat. Now on the bow support, what I did basically is built just a real wide sawhorse kind of. It's got 4x4 across the bottom for the feet. 6x6 is diagonal bracing on the leg and but from the leg to the beam. I've got a 4x6 laid on its side for the beam to go across there, and then a 4x4 and a 2x4 nailed together for the support. If I'd had another length of 4x6, I could have just used that. I took some 2x8 and I cut them off and nailed directly to the beam to create. Once I got the beam in place, I matched the contour of the hull at the bow up with these boards and then nailed them on. The issue that I had with mine, now mine's a custom made trailer, so it's a little funky. It's got a little bit of a sway in the axle and whatnot, but whatever, it's what I got. So the issue that I had was I needed to be able to get the boat supported and then roll the trailer out from under it, but the bunk boards have to be able to clear this front support, this bow support. and the trailer widthwise has to be able to get out from under the hole. So what I did was I measured the widest point of my trailer, which was across the fenders, and then added a couple of feet to get the length of this beam. And then I built my feet, my legs, you know, around that. And so in order to get me enough vertical height here to clear that, what I'm going to have to do is jack up the trailer enough to get the bow of the boat high enough so I can put these concrete blocks under these feet that are supporting this support, and that'll give me enough room to roll the trailer out from under it. So the reason it's built as low as it is because I had to be able to get that beam under the boat between the hull and the trailer while the boat's setting on it, but then I've got to have enough room to get the trailer out from under the support once it's jacked up. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put cargo straps around the rear support to the front support and tighten them up, and that'll keep these supports from trying to split once the weight of the boat's on it. I've already pre-cut a piece of 4x6 that I'm going to put in the middle of this beam once I get the trailer out from under there, just to give it a little bit of added support, just in case it wants to sway. I don't know how long it's going to take me to fix the trailer, so I don't want it to get sway back and then not be able to get the trailer up in there. And then I'll also put some scrap lumber stacked up underneath the keel to support the center of the boat. So we'll go through that whole process. So now I'm going to take a floor jack, and I'm gonna use some wood on the floor jack lift plate, stack some wood up there so I can get enough height to lift the trailer tongue up higher than what the trailer jack will typically do. The tongue jack won't usually lift them up that high. So as I lift the bow of the boat, what's going to happen is the stern is going to set down on that stern support, and it'll actually lift off the back end of the trailer. Then when I've got the tongue high enough, I'm going to put the concrete blocks. I'm going to lift this up, put the concrete blocks underneath there. Then I can let the jack down, and that'll set the boat on the bow support, and then the trailer will roll out from under it off of the ramps. I've run these cargo straps between the rear and the forward support, like I say, so they can't basically separate under the weight. I don't think they will because they've got real wide feet, but just to be safe. I'd rather have 2 or 3 extra supports than to be missing one. And then I've got my floor jack set up here. I've got some wood on top of it, and I'm going to jack the tongue up high enough to get these blocks underneath the forward support. Now also, as you can see right in here, the boat's lifting, and I'll take you around to the back, but the stern is beginning to get supported. And before you get too much weight on the stern, you know, you want to double check all this and make sure that everything is good and secure, that it's blocked up nice, because you don't want any of that to fall over when you get weight on it. So I'm just going to keep jacking up this tongue until I've got enough room under the bow of the boat to get those concrete blocks under the forward support. Now with mine, you'll notice that the trailer is lifting up the forward cradle. That's because, again, I had to just make enough room to get that cradle, that support built in between the boat and the trailer. Once I get the supports under the cradle, then I can let the trailer out from under it and it'll be fine. So now I'm going to let the floor jack down real slowly, let the boat settle into the forward cradle. Just going to let the trailer down real slowly, get the weight on the tongue jack. I can slide this out from under it. Now I'm going to pull this bunk board out. This is a temporary bunk board I had to stick up underneath here because the original one was very rotten and I didn't want to tear up the hull, so I just stuck that in there to protect the hull. So then I should just be able to roll the trailer right out from under the boat. And if you got a heavy trailer, you know, you might have to do this with your truck. If you got to do it with your car or your truck, make sure that you've made arrangements for the height, it has to be connected to the trailer hitch. So if my trailer's light enough, I can just roll it out. And there we go. Park it right there for the moment. Now what I've done under the keel is I just had a couple old trailer tires. You can use wood. Just make sure it's going to be something that's fairly stable. And I've stacked that up. I've put my floor jack with some wood underneath the keel also, and lifted it up just a little bit, just enough to take a touch of weight off of that forward support. And then I'm gonna stick one more piece of wood underneath there and let it down on it, and that'll get the whole boat supported. There we go, that's better. Cut a center support that I'm going to use just to brace up this middle, just for an added safety. So what I'm going to have to do is put just a little bit of upward on this bow support to get it under it. That'll set it right there. And then I can let this down on it. And now I've got good support in the center too. All right, so that's it. I got the trailer out from under the boat and get my trailer work done. Put it back in reverse, just basically jack everything up, push the trailer up underneath there, set the boat down on the trailer in reverse, be ready to get out on the water. So I hope this helps you if you got to do the same thing with your boat and trailer. Thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you would, subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you back real soon. Take care and God bless you.